Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Welcome to another day in your life. I hope that you're doing well. I wanted to talk about a subject today that's a little bit personal to me and hopefully to many of you too. But it's something that a lot of people have discussed with me and asked me questions about. So I want to just kind of talk about this whole thing of turning 70. Now, first two things, when I started 60 and Me 12 years ago, I was 64. So I'm now 76. So I am well into the 70 range, but I don't feel it at all like many of you. I just don't think about the age as a number, but it is reality. So that's 76. Now, when we did our recent survey for our community survey for 60 and Me, we discovered that I think it was like some very large percentage, were over 50% were over 70. Now, I think that the reason that that's not become too much of an issue is very much what I've said, that we think that we're younger than we are. And even in our 70s, 71, 72, we don't really think about being 70. But then, of course, it does sink in. But that was an interesting observation that a large number of our community is in their 70s. And that doesn't surprise me in a way because we have a very loyal community. And a lot of you started when you were 60, like me, and now you're in your 70s. So the whole thing about 70, though, is that it can be very unnerving because the expectations that you have may be very different than the social interpretation that other people have. And there's more intensity and depth in some of the questioning. Now, I've always said with 60 and Me that it doesn't really need to be that much different because the same issues apply when we talk about wellness or we talk about losing weight or relationships, family situations. All these things are applicable, whether you're 60 or 70. But I do think in some ways there is a subtle difference. And I want to just take this video and maybe one more talking about what I think being 70, the opportunity, and what the challenges are. Now, I'll just start by saying like one thing, which is I've got a sore throat, by the way. That's one thing I'll mention. Oh, I'll talk about my top in a second too, because you're probably thinking about it. I certainly was. So anyway, one of the things that I think about is most dramatic is not just they're not the changing topic, but because we care about wellness and relationships and all those things, but it's the intensity, it's the depth and the angle that we experience. It's not just letting go of people's expectations. It's actually letting go of people's expectations. So we can say it at one level and then experience it at a different level. So I think that there's many issues that are in line with my deepest values, and I want to just share some of the things that I think are important. So first of all, getting rid of other people's opinions, how getting older can challenge our self-acceptance. And the kind of areas of focus really are our health and vitality. Now, we all know that in our 60s and 70s, it's really important to take care of our health, check regular checkups, dealing with some potential challenges, things that actually do happen that create a wellness challenge in your life. That's very real when you're in your 70s. We all know that movement and exercise and all these things are super important, and that's what we should be aiming for. But it's really, really difficult and different when you're in your 70s. I could only speak from my experience. All the things we talk about, mindfulness, mental health, it's all the same, 60, 70, whatever, 80. But 70, there's a little bit of a tinge. Now, lifelong experiences, travel, all those sorts of things can be very challenging when you're older. In your 70s, you've got insurance. This is the big thing. You've got travel insurance, which is always higher when you're over 70, sometimes prohibitively if you've got previous conditions. And I understand this because I've had my medical challenges the last few months with my back and other things, and I know that it can be expensive, to take care of someone who's got those types of issues. And if it happens on a cruise, it's challenging. It's really challenging. So I think that in addition to just having little different angles for travel and adventure when you're older, it's just a reality. And also, there's things you can do. Online classes. Online travel. You can walk around the streets of New York with different companies online. You can do travel virtually in so many different ways. You can do solo travel in a group. Now, we've got some travel coming up to 60 and Me. We've got this Greek cruise in 26, which is many people. I would say we have about 20 people right now booked. I think about 17 of them are solo. Now, what that means is they're not traveling with somebody, a friend or a partner, but they're traveling by themselves. And that's one way we can offer travel here at 60andMe. Now, by the way, these are not 60andMe programs at all. They're Margaret. I just find a cruise, I find a thing that I think is interesting, and I say, hey, they're responsible for all the insurance and whatever. I'm just going along for you. So the Greek island is one example. We got a Christmas Danube cruise as well. Lots of people are solo. So solo travel. And if you can't travel, then there's all kinds of things like, hobbies. You just don't let your curiosity and your exploration jewel that is in your, maybe more active in your 60s, more challenging in your 70s. It's there. And of course, there's all this self-expression around personal style. What do you wear? Everything, anything. When you're a little bit younger, you're kind of conscious of, am I looking too young? Am I trying too hard? Am I wearing the wrong necklace? Am I whatever? And it's just not relevant. You have to just, in your 70s, I think you truly do. It's like, whatever. Like, as my grandson Max says, whatever, Baba. It isn't really anything to do with you anymore. It's to do with their observations, and you can wear and be whatever your heart desires. Now, there's going to be an opportunity, and all these are opportunities, by the way, when you get to be 70, around legacy and mortality. Let's face it, I'm getting more questions now from my grandkids, which is really interesting. Like, Bubba, are you going to die? Yes. And then they want to know, what's that mean? And it's nice for me now to be able to share with them. And it's really, I think the first, for me, it's the way we need to go. But, it's like you might be more fascinated in their 70s around storytelling, legacy planning, doing your will, all that good stuff. It's going to make it easier for your family. Do some downsizing, decluttering, all those types of issues that seem to come into focus more when you're in your 70s. Just my opinion. Now, please push back on me on this. If you don't feel that's happened to you, if you are in your 70s or you're approaching, then let's just talk about it. But for me, as I said at the beginning, it's not the thing. It's not the category. It's the intensity. And it's the angle, and it's the subtlety of thinking about it more in a different way. And it's just, I think it's an opportunity. And in a minute, I want to just close with the idea of freedom, because I just think that's the heart of it all. You can still write your book, write your memoirs, all these things, and use social media, video. Just pick up the phone and do a video. Hi, guys. It's me. I want to just chat with you about my life with you guys, and how much I appreciated this and this, and when we did that and that. Just do it. Leave the video in with your will. It's really a cool opportunity. Now you've got this kind of technology to help us with that kind of thing. So I think that, what I'd say with this first video on sort of basically embracing your authentic self in your 70s is just to think about not the particular item, but the intensity and the depth that you'll be going into a little bit different way than when you're in your 60s. So we're not going to write any new articles. We do have several articles that I've done on being 70, and we've got some different clothes for 70-year-olds and makeup tips and whatever. We're not going to stop, changing our pattern on 60andMe, because it is for women 60 and over. Last time I checked, 70 was over, 80 was over, and that's okay. That's how it should be. So that no change there. But I wanted to mention to you that I did start for fun, just for me, just Margaret, a little group on Instagram called 70 and Free. It's the word 70 and free. And I'll put a link to it underneath the video. It's just a personal conversation, really, that I've been having with some people who are over 70 and just want that little different dynamic. And it's just, just for fun, not associated with 60andMe particularly. It's just me as me. And because I didn't want to change the content here on this channel, because I think we're in the right place for all ages of women over 50. So it's just a kind of a quirky option for you, 70 and free. So let me know what you think. If you pop on there, we'll chat. But have you got any thoughts? If you're over 70, am I missing something here? Is there something I should be talking about? I've got a part 2 to this, which I'm going to go into a bit more detail in some of the areas. And I'm realizing my throat is so deep today. Kind of sexy, but I don't know. It's all, I hope that you can understand me. But anyway, I just want to talk briefly about this top, because I know you're going to ask me. This is a top that I made with this. Well, I didn't make the top. I bought the top, and then I put this what do you call it? Trim on it. And I put it on with glue. There's a single fabric glue, which I didn't know about. And you stick it on, And there it is. And I just think it's the prettiest thing. I did another one, which I didn't like so much because there's like little peaks and I put them up instead of down. But I think this is better. And I just want to share with you what you can do with sticking glue on things because it's such a cool hobby for me now. I'm really getting into it. I have another brown sweater and I put little jewel buttons on the sleeve. I've seen this, like, just in magazines and stuff, but I just thought it really fun to do that and put the buttons on the bottom. And then I got another shirt that I did. Actually, you will see me wear this probably. This is another, just a black, if I can get that outside. Here we are. And that's got like 3 or 4 buttons all the way down. But anyway, these are very affordable. If you shop in certain places, you can ask me where, I'll tell you. But and it's just a fun little hobby for glamming up, shining up, shimmering some clothes that you might think are a little bit boring, that need a little bit of an uplift. So what do you think? Just my little hobby, which is one thing you can do when you get older. No one cares. What did she got on her top? Oh, it doesn't matter. No one cares. It's all good. You can be yourself. And the freedom I was mentioning that I talk a little bit about in this freedom 17 Free is the freedom to do all the things. Freedom from stereotypes, freedom from listening to people, freedom from people's opinions, freedom from style guidelines, and then freedom to be free, create, enjoy life, try new things, explore. And it's all underpinned by this beautiful theory that I've mentioned before with Mel Robbins, which is let them. I think in your 70s, you truly do start to understand the meaning of that one, that you've got to kind of let them do their thing. People that are causing challenges in your life around you or broadly, let them. Just let them. And let me be myself. It's really powerful. Thank you, Mel Robbins. The book is #1 everywhere now, so you can check it out. I did a video too. Anyway, everybody, lots and lots and lots of love to you guys. Hope that you're well. 60, 70, 80, 90, whatever you are, 40, 50, you're welcome. It's just women who are trying to make the best of this incredible time in our lives. Okay, everyone, have a wonderful day wherever you are, where you're loved. Bye.